Hi, members of the audience. We'll begin very shortly. Meanwhile, just sit back, enjoy your dinner. We'll start the session proper at 7 p.m. Let's just give some time for our friends to join us. Hi there, members of the audience. Thank you for joining us today for another live webinar. And what will we be discussing today? We'll be talking about can the US stocks keep rallying? And let me just describe a little bit about where we are right now. We hear uh, the chatter about recession risks, tariff impacts, geopolitical tensions, and the possibility that US stocks have peaked, and the rally shows no sign of slowing right now. Both the S&P 500 and Nasdaq 100 continue to notch record highs, leaving many asking why and for how long. From Trump's calls for rate cuts in conversations with Fed Chair Jerome Powell to tariff negotiations with China and even discussions with Russia on ending the war in Ukraine, these political moves are shaping market sentiments in real time. In this exclusive webinar, we have market expert Ming Lam from Trading Central, who will unpack the forces behind this record breaking rally, the factors that could keep it going or bring it to a halt, and the sectors and stocks that you should keep on your watch list right now. Alright, so some key points that we'll be touching on in tonight's webinar. We'll be discussing the key drivers behind the US stock market rally. We'll be talking about the macro and political factors influencing market direction, and we'll be touching on the sectors and the stock picks for the current market environment. Ming Lam, if you have joined us for our webinars previously, he's a Trading Central Deputy Head of Research for Asia. He graduated from the University of Hong Kong with a bachelor's degree in engineering and is currently a responsible officer registered with the Securities and Futures Commission of Hong Kong. He has been engaged in translation and research operations in the financial services industry for over 10 years. And in Trading Central, Ming specializes in technical analysis of stocks, foreign exchange, commodity markets, and he has a goal of providing customers with independent and superior market insights as part of Trading Central. Alright, before we hand the time over to Ming Lam, we're going to hear from his colleague, Rebecca, who will be telling us more about the tools that Trading Central has available for you investors to have better insights and make better trading decisions. Rebecca, if you're all set to go, I'm going to give you presentation rights right now.
Okay, thank you for introducing. So I'm gonna share my screen, and thank you for everyone for welcome to the Phillip Nova's webinar with Trading Central. This is Rebecca, and today I would like to take this opportunity to briefly introduce Trading Central and show you where you can find a product with Phillip Nova and how to use it. Trading Central was founded by a team of experienced analysts in 1999 in Paris, and now we have teams analyzing globally. And we have different kind of license, including STA, CMT, and SEC. And the Trading Central Indicator plugin is designed to help traders to make profitable decisions 24/5. Trading Central is a unique indicator which allow traders to see Trading Central's level and strategies directly on the live chart. You can find on Phillip Nova website for the download link. If you goes to platform Phillip MetaTrader 5 suite, if you go a little bit lower, you can see Trading Central indicators with different kind of functions, including market best and economic insight. Once you click on it, go through the installer and just click on yes, and you will be able to find it on your Phillip MT5. Now I have already installed it on my MT5, and you'll be able to find it on the left-hand side with Trading Central indicators. And there are three of them. There's analyst views, adaptive candlestick, as well as ADC we call it. So we can just double click on analyst views to drag it and put it onto the right-hand side. There will be a pop-up screen. Once you click on OK, then you'll be able to find the lines directly on your MT5. You were able to find different kind of levels, including support and resistance. And for the pivot, it basically means that once the price reach to the pivot, the environment will change, and hence we think that will flip the side of the coin. And that's why pivot line is always being used as a stop loss point, where you can always use R1 and R2 as our support line, that's our resistance line, as the target price. And as you can see, Trading Central is preference as rise. And very importantly, you can actually read the entire thing description on the lower right with the yellow side here. And this is the date, and definitely look into the date and see if that's your point of entry. And you can always verify if that's your point of entry by using adaptive candlestick or ADC. So candlestick will take 16 of the most important candlestick that we find the most relevant. And again, double click on it, you will click on OK in order to see, and will automatically detect if it is bearish is red, if it is bullish is in blue. I'm telling you that in here, the most recent one that is bearish signal. So you may want to find a better entry point that will align with our house views. And same does ADC. I will need to remove the candlestick one first to avoid confusion. So if I go back to the ADC, double click on it again, there will be a pop-up. Just click on OK, and you will be able to find different ADC, which is the combination of MACD and RSI, and we'll be able to find different kind of entry point. Now, if there is arrow, it means that it's an entry point, and if there's a XX, it means it's exit point. And it might take some time to load because I just load the candlesticks. Right. So while we are waiting for it, I would also love to show you the other expert advisors that we have, except from the candlestick as well as analyst view, which give us very easy to understand directions. In here, you can actually find expert advisor and double click on Trading Central, which gives you to a pop-up screen. And you'll be able to find, for example, economic events or market buzz, which is the new sentiment. I have bring the windows here, and I've opened it a little bit. Let's look at TC Market Buzz first. It's an AI product by TC, where you automatically find out what's the most buzzing currency or stocks or whatever that you're looking at right now. For example, the most bubbling means the most mentioned is euro dollar to US dollars. And with this, I can see that, okay, what is the kind of sentiment right now is below average with the mentions and what's actually the most discussed topic. So it's very easy to understand. So you can look into this once you enter your medical. And you can also look into the economic events, for example, if there's any non-foreign payment and stuff. And you can see what is the actual, I'll skip the introduction, what is the actual analytics in here. And most importantly, look into the volatility, which tells you different time frame, what is happening with this particular event and price. So on the other hand, we do have feature idea, which allows you to custom your settings on the top right. You can choose your favorite currency pairs. You can also choose different kind of classical patterns. Definitely one of the things we will recommend, and other currency pairs. And once you complete it, you can just click on done. It will automatically give you 10 opportunities that we find the most interesting one, and there could be like a patterns, and with a classical patterns there will also be a target with pips included. So it's very easy to understand. You can hover the mouse to understand more what is the pattern, and which gives you, the price that it might arrive for this particular pattern. So with all of the above, it's actually a very good tools that Philip Nova has collaborated with Trading Central, and it's definitely helpful with your trading. So please go to Philip Nova website and download the indicator. And that's all I would like to share with you. Thank you so much for your time. Next, I would like to pass it back to Sui, if Ming can discuss.
All right, thank you so much, Rebecca, for the walkthrough. Okay, it's time for the main event. It's for our man Ming Lam to walk us through what's happening in the market today and telling us whether the U.S. stocks can continue to rally. Ming, if you're all set to go, I'm gonna make you the presenter right now.
Okay, please go ahead.
Hey, Ming Lam, before you kick off, members of the
Yes.
audience, I'm just gonna request that if at any point in time, if you have questions for Ming, just go to your question box and type your questions in there. Okay, so towards the end of the session, we'll pick up your questions and try and address as many as we can. So please send your questions in the question box. Okay, Ming, over to you.
Well, thank you, Sweet, of Philip Lover, and thank you, Rebecca, my colleague, for just introducing Trading Central trading tools. Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and we are here again for another webinar session. Well, you know what? Every time I'm very excited and happy to share my market views and some trading idea maybe with you as I'm a full-time professional analyst. Okay, with Trading Central, I face with the market every day, every trading day. So my pleasure to share with you what I have observed these days. Now, all those index or ETF or share stocks I am going to talk about today, you can find corresponding CFD on the Philip Lover platform. All right. So now today I have prepared some good stuff for you, ladies and gentlemen. And and I will spend about 30 to 35 minutes to go through all these points. As usual, I will be to the point and very concise. Okay. And after that, we can do some exchanges. You can ask me some questions, or you can argue with me my point. Maybe my points are wrong. Okay, no problem. So first of all, my style is to give you the conclusion at the start here. Now today I'm going to talk about U.S. stocks rally. Okay, can they continue? I can say yes. The U.S. stock rally can continue. The main factor is the increasing rising liquidity. Okay, and many other factors. Okay, we can see USA as a global leader. It is very good for investment to attract investment capital. And then I will talk about some leading, very interesting stock sector, US stock sectors that maybe you could put under your radar. Okay, communication services, consumer discretionary sector, and technology, of course. Okay, and even financial sectors. And if you stick to the end, I will give you a bonus track. What is that? I will tell you. Okay, so can we start now? Okay, let's go. Now, this slide and this target level of the S&P 500, okay, US stock, I put out in back in June. In June, we had also a Philip Lover Trading Central webinar. At that time, I set out this green line target for the S&P 500. As you can see, all these two targets have been achieved. Okay, in fact, in fact, S&P 500 has made 28 record high closing levels in this year to date, from January to September. Now it is very remarkable, and it is excellent, exceptionally good. Okay, very good. I give you the perspective. Within a trading year, we have 250 trading days, or more or less the same. Okay, 250. This year, up to now today is September 25th. So to the end of the year, we still have over 60 trading days. Okay, over 60 trading days left. Okay, that is from year to date, we have trade in fewer than 200 days. Okay, and already the S&P 500 has made 28 record high closing levels. Okay, you can see the speed and the strength is enormous. All right. Another one is technology tech stocks. Okay, US Nasdaq 100 index, 26 record high closes year to date. Also very remarkable. Why? What are the driving force behind all these record after record closing level? Okay, in fact, most of the record closing levels achieved in recent months, July, August, and September. What is behind? What are the factors? Let me tell you. Okay. Also, one more point I have to point out is that this index, US Russell 2000 index, also have just made record high level, 2,400 something. Okay, this index cover small cap stocks. Okay, you can see the increase, the rally in stocks, US stocks, is broad-based. Okay, so one question you must be asking, is this really sustainable? As I told you at the very start in the conclusion, yes, it is. So let me tell you all the factors behind my point of view. Okay, all the factors, among all the factors, this is the main one: liquidity. What is liquidity? It is a term we use to describe the money supply. Okay, M2 money supplies around the world, of course, by those major central banks. As you can see, it is constantly on the rise. Okay, and this year it is on the rise. Okay, all-time high, of course. And you can see this liquidity. Think about that. All this cash, they will flow up the stocks market. Okay, so it is the main driving force behind the stock market rally. Okay, you don't believe that? Let me show you another chart. Okay, we superimpose the M2 money supply and S&P 500. As you can see, they are in lockstep. Okay, and they rise together. They rise alongside. Okay. How about the tech stock? Of course. Okay. We have record high M2 money supply. We have record high Nasdaq 100. All right. So what are the countries or countries' central banks behind the M2 global M2? Well, the three major economic entities in the world are behind this. For example, this is the US on the rise. And second one, the Eurozone on the rise, M2. Okay. And also our great China, M2 in China is also on the rise. And sorry, I have to point out one interesting point on this one. This window we can see in the US. The money supply, aka money printing, is the most serious. Okay, do you remember? Can you remember what this time period is? It is in the early 2020. Okay, what happened then? Yes, you're correct. COVID-19 pandemic. The government, U.S. government, or the U.S. central bank, print money all along. Okay, and you can see a pattern. Okay, here also in the euro. Okay, and for the China, it is constantly on the rise. In fact, China contribute quite a big deal behind the global M2 supply. Okay, you can see all the major uh, economic entities in the world, they are printing money, supplying money. Okay, so when they are printing money, supplying money, you worry about recession, you worry about stock market crash. There's no way, right? Now, just last week, the closely watched event was the Federal Reserve cutting rate again. Okay, this time they cut 25 basis points. Okay, and they project that by the end of the year, maybe 3 months more time, they will cut 2 more times. Okay, so I can quite sure that going forward, interest rates in the US could only going down, which is very supportive or very beneficial to the stock market. Why I'm so sure interest rates are going down? Because of my friend, US President Donald Trump. Okay, he always shout at the Fed Chairman Powell to ask him to cut interest rate, bigger interest rate cut. Okay, and at the same time, he is not just shouting or saying about this. This gentleman is called Stephen Maran. He has just been appointed governor of the Federal Reserve. Okay, he is a close aide of Donald Trump. Okay, just last week we saw the Federal Reserve, they cut interest rate by 25 basis points, right? Well, this gentleman, new to the Federal Reserve, he suggests cutting 50 basis points. Okay, so this gentleman is going to stay in the Federal Reserve, and you can see that we have no chance of getting higher rates, only lower rates. Okay, lower interest rates, which is very beneficial to the stock market. Okay, to the market sentiment, particularly those tech stocks. All right, and also in April, when Donald Trump introduced tariff, the market correct 20%. And looking back, in April, it was a very good buying the dip opportunity. At that time, why the market crashed 20%? It was because people, investors, traders, they were afraid that the new tariffs, the big tariffs introduced by Trump, could drive up an inflation rate, and then the Federal Reserve will have to increase interest rate or stop cutting interest rates, something like this. But now it is proven that so far the tariff impact on the inflation is muted, is minimal. Okay, so we are very optimistic that interest rates are going to come down and stock markets are going to go up. Do you agree? Okay, why interest rates are coming down is good for the stock market? Well, in fact, trillions of dollars are now parked in the money market funds. It's a fund very secure. It gives you a several percentage per year as interest. Okay, think about that. If interest rates are coming down, these money funds compared to the stock markets, they are a little bit less attractive. An investor will jump ship from these money market funds back into the stock market. So we haven't seen such a jumping ship, but it is coming. So this is another bullish factor that I'm optimistic about the stock market in the US. All right. Now, another point is US dollar is coming down. Okay. Whenever the dollar is weakening, think about that. Overseas country, overseas company, overseas investors, they find it more attractive to invest in the U.S. Invest in the U.S. stocks. For example, the yen is coming down, and many people will find that wow, it is quite attractive to travel to Japan. Okay, as the yen is cheap. Okay, we can spend same amount of money, and we can buy much more things, and we can buy a lot more services in Japan. So you see, Tokyo and Osaka, they are stuffed with tourists nowadays. Same here in US dollar. US dollar getting weaker, and overseas investor will invest more. Okay. And at the same time, we are seeing the 10-year yield, Treasury yields, particularly the 10-year yields, is coming down, approaching the 4%, and which is also very good for the stock market. At least to the stock market sentiment, it will boost stock market sentiment. Okay. Last, and we have I've gathered some market sentiment. Yes, retail investors. Well, it is a constant statistic posted by the American Association of Individual Investors, i.e., retail investors. And you can see that the bullish factors, the bullish proportion is still lower than the bearish one. It means that individual investors, they are still bearish overall on the stock market. And we could only see market crash or recession, market crash at the peak when the bullish sentiments is maximum. We haven't seen that at the moment. Okay, the bullish sentiment is still not excessively high, i.e., we have not seen the peak of the stock market. Okay, does it make sense? All right, now I have exhausted all those market factors, financial market factors behind why I'm bullish on the US stock market rally. Following, I will give a little bit political one. Okay, it may be a little bit sensitive. Maybe you don't agree with me, but listen to me just maybe for 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, it is a simple one. Do you still remember that just maybe a month ago, and US President Donald Trump met with Putin, the president of Russia, in a summit in Alaska? Okay, you see, at that it was a big event. It was a big event, and it is a very high-profile event. I can see Donald Trump deploy B-2, F-35, F-22. Okay, all these top-notch weapons, fighter jet, to welcome Putin. Okay, so that event to me is a huge one. It's a substantial one. At the end of the summit, and many reports, news reports say that hey, they failed to conclude on the Ukraine war. They failed to achieve any substantial agreement on the Ukraine war. But you know what? It is for the less experienced reader. Okay, to me, a quite experienced analyst watching how the world works, I would say that summit in Alaska is very important. And you know what? They talk for these two presidents. They talk for 3 hours. And up till now, you and me and no one know what exactly they talk about in the summit. Okay, do you agree with me? So apart from the Ukraine war, they should have discussed about some other major issue, just like a financial market, just like the geopolitics, just like currency or oil trade, something like this. Okay, so to me, don't listen to what the politicians say. See what they are doing. Okay, remember this summit was held in Alaska, i.e., it is on the United States USA soil. Okay, and Donald Trump displayed a high-profile welcome to Putin, and the summit should be a successful one. Okay, so why I'm talking about this political issue? Because of this. Okay, now I will say that up till now, the three most powerful countries in the world are the USA, Russia, and China. Okay, you agree? Okay, now in Chinese, we say that whenever we have three persons, there will be politics. Okay, for example, when these two guys are more closer together, the third one will be less happy or less lucky. Okay, so we are seeing Russia and the USA talking closely. Okay, and the third one, China, maybe have some difficulty ahead. Okay, so or you will say that, hey, I disagree with Ming Lam. Now China and Russia are much closer together, and we will say that the U.S. will be in trouble. Okay, that's fine. Okay, but to me, I'm still of the opinion that Russia and the U.S. are closer together this time. Okay, I repeat, do not just listen to what politicians say. See what they have done. Okay, Russia, after the summit, you can see that Russia has been less confronting against the US. Okay, and for the China and US, well, you know what? I have been doing webinars for Phillip since 2017. Okay, at that time, Trump was in his first term presidency, and starting from there, starting from that time, I have not seen China and the U.S. In good terms, are very closely together. Although Donald Trump always say who and who, I mean the president of China, is a good friend of mine, blah blah blah. But in fact, what U.S. The action of the U.S. You watch the policies of the U.S. You will see that they are pinpointing China, and they are doing everything against China. So let's make a close look at this very interesting world political condition, okay, to see how these three old friends are interacting with each other. Okay, why it is important? Why? Because why it is important? I mean, to our investment in the U.S. stocks. If the U.S. and Russia are teaming up, and I can say that the U.S. will still be the number one powerful country in the world, and it will attract capital, continue to attract investment, and U.S. stocks have no chance for a crash. Do we agree? Okay, so yeah, that is the point. That is the point. And capital, cash, investment will only find ways to a powerful country with rule of laws. Okay? Do you agree that the US, the USA, is a powerful country with rule of law? Okay, so we end our political discussion here, and then I start with some stock analysis with you. That okay? So, as I have repeated many times, we are bullish on the U.S. stocks, and we expect the current existing market rally will continue. As you can see, S&P 500. This is a very updated chart. Okay, so we have support line. Blue line is the key support. Okay, green line, they are target. We are expecting S&P 500 to break 7,000. Okay, and below, as you can see, MACD and RSI, they are momentum indicators. I will tell you how we can use it. Okay, in the meantime, you can see that S&P 500 is still trading within a very bullish channel, which was initiated in May after the correction in April. The bullish channel is still very intact. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, no time to panic. Okay, no time to worry. How about the tech stock? Same story, same story within a very nice intact bullish channel. As I will tell you, I'm more prone to tech stock. Okay, because tech stock, they are more sensitive to interest rates. Lower interest rates, they jump higher. Okay. Okay. Now, this is the overall stock market. Okay. I will dive into four stock sectors to show you how the sectors are doing and what individual stocks are doing. Well, in fact, the S&P 500, in the S&P 500 index, there are 11 stock sectors. I will talk about the four most outstanding sectors today. First of all, is the communications service sector. As you can see, just like the stock market in general, this sector has been consolidating since May, but at the same time, it is on the move upward. Okay, and at the start of this month, it break higher, it break above the consolidation period, and break higher. It is a very bullish sign. Well, I can tell you, XLC is the ETF stock code. Okay, so on the US stock exchange, you type in XLC, you will get the price data of this ETF, sector ETF. Okay, so which stocks are in this communication service sector? Most of them are internet stock. Have a look. Alphabet, i.e. Google, and it has completed a very nice, we call it a round bottom. Okay, also at the start of this month, there is a gap, a bullish gap, which has not yet been filled. Okay, stock is still on the upside. Okay, we are seeing that the stock, as you can see from this thin red line is 20-day moving average. This blue thin line is a 50-day. Both 20 and 50-day moving averages, they are well directed, and the stock is also well above the 20-day moving average. So we are still bullish on this one. Okay, this round bottom is very attractive to us. Okay, so this is Alphabet. The next one, I forgot to tell you that Alphabet has obtained just like the three other big stocks, Nvidia, Microsoft, and Apple. This Alphabet has just attained the market capital of 3 trillion. All right. So the next one is Meta platforms, i.e. Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp. All right, and it is also on the move. And up and down, and you can see that after all, it is still posing a bullish view on a daily chart. Okay, and the 20-day moving average and 50-day moving average are still well directed. And to me, this stock is quite firm most of the time. Most of the time, on a technical term and on a daily chart, it is still firm. Okay, so put this under your radar if you're interested on internet stock. And Baidu, okay, a Chinese one, okay, Chinese company. What attracts me is a breakout from this trading range. This trading range lasts for 4 months, a long-term trading range, and it broke out in this month, earlier this month, and it is on the rise, on the move upward. Okay, of course, it after touching the upper Bollinger Band, it is consolidating a bit. Okay, but on the way, we are still looking to the upside for 150 on the upside. Okay, it is a major Chinese internet stock. Okay, we can see that Chinese stocks are doing quite well these days, and particularly you can see Alibaba, right? And just like this one, Baidu, and also the Hong Kong Hang Seng Index is also moving up. But today we are looking at US stocks only, and maybe next time we talk about some Hong Kong Hang Seng or Chinese stocks, right? Okay, we go ahead to the next stock sector. Okay, consumer discretionary sector XLY. Same, it has broken above a bullish channel. Okay, still staying above 20-day moving average. So what stock is inside? And what stocks are inside this sector? Hey, you know it very well. This is Tesla. Okay, well, Tesla has given us a very classic pattern, technical pattern. We call this a upside triangle. Okay, the movement was up and then consolidate. Okay, and we have seen a upside triangle, and then boom, it broke out. Also, well, within this month. Okay, and we set first target at $488, which is the record high level recorded at the end of last year. Okay, this record high level is very how can we say? We say very book type. I mean, normally trader will first eye is a rebound back to the record high level. Maybe after touching the record high level, it will consolidate, reverse, or consolidate and then break about again. But 488.1, this 488 level, we are quite confident it will go return to that level. Okay, Tesla is an electric car maker. So to our surprise, another car maker, General Motors, has been doing well these several months. Well, it is a legacy car maker, right? And it is still trading within a bullish channel. Okay, and well, you can see the 20-day moving average is providing quite a nice support. Okay, so next one, we are talking about some stocks that you must be very interested. Yes, it is the technology sector, XLK. Same, it has broken out from a trading range, lasts for 2 months in July, August. Okay, it is on the move. Along, as you can see on the Nasdaq 100 index, same moving alongside on the upside. So we are quite bullish on this one. Okay, and you can see the in momentum indicators, MACD, RSI, all are well positioned. Okay, and those big stocks that will interest you are this one, Apple. Okay, again, we see an upside triangle. broken. Okay, share price has broken above the triangle consolidation, and now last night it closed at 252. Okay, to us 260, which is a record high level, should be reached within days. Should be okay, and you can see that the momentum indicators are suggesting that further momentum for the stock is still on the upside. Okay, so yeah, I don't think Apple's new iPhone 17 is very well appealing. What makes this stock move here? It should be is being cooperative with the Trump administration. It has agreed to invest several $100 billion in the U.S. Okay, so it could be nice, and if you are friends with President Trump, and your stock price should be doing well. Do you agree? Okay. Now NVIDIA. Now we have complete and also breaking out from a consolidation period. Okay, this is we call it a bearish channel, or sometimes people will call it a bullish flat, because it is a continuation pattern going up, consolidate within a flat or a channel, and then boom, getting up again. Well, look at this, 185 is the record level, and I'm quite sure it would be taken quite soon. Okay, 185 and then 200, something like this. Well, in fact, NVIDIA, we call NVIDIA what? We call it an infrastructure stock for AI, artificial intelligence. It provides chips that are very, very vital to the development of artificial intelligence, AI. So we call it infrastructure of AI. Okay, we could not see an end at the moment. We could not see an end to the new AI era. Do you agree? So at the same time, we could not see an end to bullishness of the stock. Okay, to me, every dip is a good buying opportunity. Okay, despite all this negative news of this stock in China, but if we are worldwide, we are going to have a new AI era. These stocks, these companies' products should be in high demand. Okay, as you can see, the momentum indicators are bottoming out, and we see no chance this stock will be on the downside. Okay, NVIDIA. Next one we have Microsoft. Okay, and same. This one, Microsoft gave me a very impressive stock move. I noticed it back in May when it jumped 10-20% here. Okay, and never go back. Has never gone back. Okay, and its ascent is slow but very solid, very firm, and then up to the record high of 555, and then some consolidation. But at the same time, as you can see, the momentum indicators are bottoming out again. Okay, so the chance of going up is higher than the chance of going down. This is how we play with the probability in trading. Okay, we are looking at record level at least 555. Okay, for Microsoft. Hey, the last one I'm going to talk about in the technology sector is the Palantir. Palantir is a very interesting stock. I noticed this stock back in 2023, just 2 years ago. At that time, this stock was trading at less than $20. Okay, and well, first of all, what does this company do? It is a data mining, AI-related data mining company. It helped corporate and even U.S. military defense department to apply AI in different fields, including the battlefield. Okay, so it is a very new industry, and it is very promising. I can say that. And the record high is at 190 just last month, and it is creeping up, rebounding back to that level again. So 190, 200, to me, it should have no problem. And you can see the, also, of course, the bottoming out of the momentum indicator, okay, still in progress. So should have no problem on the upside. But you know what? I am an analyst on the very familiar with technical analysis. But this stock, to some friends, to some analysts with fundamental analyst background, they may not like it. Why? Because this stock, Palantir, it is carrying a PE ratio, price to earnings ratio of 600. Okay, you talk with any fundamental analyst about 600 PE ratio, they will say no, it is extremely overvalued. But to me, technical analyst, I would say I like this stock. All right. Okay. Apart from all these fancy tech stock, maybe it is a surprise to you that some financial stocks are doing quite well also, particularly those banks, major banks, and asset management firms. For example, JP Morgan, okay, very impressive. You see the up channel broken and still on the up move. Okay, still more upside for JP Morgan. And you see, again, I like to point out the bottoming out of the momentum indicator. Okay, sometimes you know what? Sometimes we do not look at the price. We, as a technical analyst, we look at the indicators first. Okay, so Citigroup also breaking out, very nice uptrend. Okay, another one is BlackRock. BlackRock is the world's biggest asset manager. Assets under management within this firm is 9 trillion or 10 trillion. Okay, it's huge. It's huge, bigger than many countries put together. Okay, so this one, I like this BlackRock. As you can see, just like Microsoft, it has done a shallow correction, consolidation, and then coming up again. Well, I like this. In fact, I like this company because compared to other traditional financial firms, this one is quite open-minded. Why? I will tell you in a slide or two later. Okay, these are all 4 sectors and related stocks that I will want to share with you today, and hope you can put them under your radar. Okay. Now, I promise you a bonus track for today. Okay. I'm not going to tell you how to trade Bitcoin. Okay. I just want to show you that Bitcoin is also like the stocks market. Bitcoin is also proportional to the M2 global money supply. Okay, it is positively related. Of course, as you can see, Bitcoin is much more volatile, the trading, but after all, it is going up alongside the global money supply. Okay, I mentioned BlackRock, right? BlackRock was the first was the first um, financial institute to pull up an ETF related to Bitcoin. It should be last year, okay? Last year, okay? So the Bitcoin ETF managed by BlackRock, record high is 69.9, okay? And judging from the price action of Bitcoin, I think that this record high should be broken, okay? Mind you, again, trading with anything related to Bitcoin is volatile. Okay, the last two slides I'm going to show you is something that maybe you have not come across in your investment. Have you heard about the term Bitcoin mining? Have you heard about the term data center and HPC, high performance computing? It is quite a new industry. Okay, not just Bitcoin mining, they are also providing infrastructure because they can provide cheap energy source. Okay, for computing high HPC data center for what? For AI development. You know what? To train artificial intelligence, you need a lot of data and a lot of energy. And now we have a group of companies that are engaged in these areas. For example, cipher mining, okay, CIFR. Now, I have to remind you again, these stocks could be very volatile, but I can show you that back in April, this stock is below $2, and last night it was 14 plus. Okay, another one you could take a look at and is Iran. In April, $5. Last night, $47. Okay, these two stocks, Cypher and Iran, they are related to Bitcoin mining, data center, and of course, AI infrastructure. Okay, okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I want to show you today. Hope you will like it. And we are now in exchanges. Okay, let me know what you want to know. And yeah, hello, any questions?
Yeah, so we have one from Steve. He's asking, this is probably $1 million question. Between the
Yeah.
U.S. and the China market, uh, which market do you see more upside at?
Ah, okay. And thank you, Sri, and thank you, this audience member for the very interesting question. And maybe I would be a little bit not politically correct. I would say the U.S. has more upside. Okay, and you can see that I don't know if you have noticed the economic conditions within these two countries, the U.S. and China. And the U.S., I can see that no big problem. Okay, of course, you can say that stock markets is not related to sometimes not related to the economic situation of the country, but I can see that the sentiment in the U.S. and is more active, is more ripened than in China. Okay, and in China, uh, let me say this: the general economy, uh, as far as we can observe, is not very good. I think the investment sentiment. We are talking about the investment sentiment. If your economy is doing better, people has more pocket money, they invest, and the investment sentiment could be higher. In this prospect, I would say that the U.S. is still running an upper hand.
Okay, we
Okay.
have we have a few more questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Ming Lam, maybe you can just walk us through um, once more. But we'll just give one example of how you can use the technical indicators. We have a question about how to use the technical indicators. Maybe you can share a little bit more about the indicators that you have on your charts.
No problem at all. NVIDIA. Well, you know, let me talk a little bit deeper into this momentum indicator. You come across this most often. The two MACD, the full name, maybe you don't have to know that, is moving average, convergence, and divergence. You don't know what it is about looking at the name. So we just call it MACD. How to use it? Whenever we see do you know histogram? This is the histogram. Okay, what I point out is the histogram. Whenever we see a green histogram on the upside, like red histogram pieces is on the downside. Whenever we see a green histogram on the upside, it means that the momentum is gaining pace. Okay, you can see here up, and you can see here it's struggling to be up. So that's what I say. It is bottoming out. Okay, to me, to us, a trader or technical analyst, this is a very interesting point. We will be watching very closely, and also the RSI. RSI is a very important momentum indicator. At extreme, we always look at extreme to see if it has a bottom out, like this one, bottom out. Now you can see RSI, MACD, they almost indicating the bottom of the stock price here. Look at this here. And we always look at extreme, bottom to the upside or upside to the downside. Look at here. RSI, we are on the extreme. Some say that over 70, when RSI over 70 is overbought and it will come down. And when it is below 30, it is oversold, it will move up. But it will. It's not just simple. It's not just simple. But you have to confirm with other indicators. So that's why I always look at both MACD and RSI at the same time. So we can see that, well, you can see the stock price, for example, NVIDIA is still on the upside, but the MACD, RSI they are bottoming out. So we are expecting more upside on the stock rather than it will come down. Okay, it gives you a little bit more confidence. Okay, I hope
All
this
right.
answers the question.
Yeah. Ming Lam, what about what are your thoughts on gold? Like, I mean, it's risen so much this year. Do you see like there could be more catalysts or market events that could drive gold prices further?
Very good question. And I have not prepared a goal chart this time, maybe next time, but I have it in my mind. On the daily chart, the goal has just it just broke above a big triangle consolidation. I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, and it is still on the rise, and it is still on the rise, and and we are seeing more upside, but at the moment, we think it is a little bit, in our term, we say it is a little bit stretched, okay, stretched, and it could consolidate coming forward, but as long as we are going to see at the very first of my webinar, I said liquidity. As long as liquidity is on the upside, uh, well, asset could be on the upside also. But if you are looking at gold, I would say you also try to look at not physical gold, but digital gold. Okay, what is digital gold? It is Bitcoin. Okay, and a related investment. Okay, coming forward, I can see that Bitcoin is a little bit undervalued at the moment. So the gold will do well, and Going forward, I think Bitcoin and related investment will explode, will doing much better. Okay.
Thank you for that, Ming Lam. We did have some questions on Ethereum, Riot, and Mara. Do you have anything else to add on that front from a landscape perspective?
Sorry. Ethereum and
Yeah, we had some related questions on Ethereum, Riot, RIOT, and Mara, MARA. Do you have anything else to add on this? Riot and Mara are your counters.
Mara. Mara is a mining stock, I think, right?
Yeah.
Mara. Um, Sri and ladies and gentlemen, I would like to ride the fastest horses in the market. The two I showed you before, uh, this one and uh,
Mm-hmm.
and this one, they are crypto, they are Bitcoin related, and they also have other features, good features like data center, HPC, high performance computing. So I would look at these two. Rather than the one you mentioned, Mara, right? And yeah, but always I have to say 1,000 times, all these Bitcoin miners, Mara, Iron, Cipher, they are volatile. But you can see that these two, Cipher and Iron, they are doing exceptionally well in the past several months. So yeah, this is what I want to say. Regarding crypto, Ethereum, and I would rather, I always encourage my friends, my traders, and my analyst colleagues to stick with Bitcoin. Whenever, if you are the first time to play with crypto, okay, and Bitcoin, we say it is still proof of work crypto. The others, they are proof of stake, and a little bit or quite a big difference. Okay, so if you're interested, maybe we open up another webinar to talk about it.
Yeah, yeah. Very good point, Ming Lam. Okay, coming back to the U.S., right?
Yeah.
You know, we with Trump leading the government, and then with his business experience in all the businesses that he's had before, he, I don't know if that's a factor, but you're starting to see the government being involved, acquiring a stake in many different companies in the recent months.
Yes.
More recently, you have Intel. And
Yes.
then also quite recently, there's news about the government taking a stake in Lithium Americas, which is a
Yes.
lithium mining company.
Yeah.
Do you s-
It rocked
like
up almost 100% last night.
Yes, yes, like it's a huge, huge move for their stock last night. Like, do you see
Yeah.
this becoming a norm in the months to come? And maybe you can share a little bit about what investors should be aware of, with the government taking a more active role in investing in these companies.
Well, very good point. Very good questions, V. And Intel making chips, and Lithium Americas making lithium. Do you see some strategic value behind Sri? They are very vital to the US. And well, yeah, you're correct. I think it is a trend. The US government, they would not let they would not let all these companies making strategic commodities, just like chips and lithium. Okay, they could be make a battery, right? And they would not let these companies into the hands of other countries, or particularly to other not very friendly countries. You know what I mean? So yes, I agree. Going forward, we will see more and more action like this. Yeah. So yeah. those uh, those company making all these strategic commodities should be
Mhm.
under your radar also. So how about
Mm.
Nvidia?
Yeah. Okay, I mean, okay, since you're talking about Nvidia, okay, before
Yeah,
we close the session, I'm gonna ask, state a few lines, statements, and then you give us your thoughts as well as what you feel are the key takeaways for today's session. Okay, so you talked about Nvidia. We all know how well it's been performing in recent months. Every stock trader or investor is aware of this company. Intel is a huge brand, but is not being seeing the heights that it once had. But there's a lot of, there's a lot of strategy going on right now. It's acquiring partnerships with well-established players. Do you think Intel can make a huge comeback? And to follow up on that, we have a question from Anne asking, "What's your thoughts on Oracle?"
on Oracle, Oracle just make uh, a deal to am I just forgot something about that. Is it making a data center with someone, or it is rumored to take a TikTok to get involved
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
TikTok
So
deal?
yes, Oracle is going to be involved in TikTok, and yes, they did have a deal recently as well.
Ah, yes,
Suddenly the
yes,
market is abuzz with Oracle. Everyone's starting to talk about it.
yes. And hey, um, I also remember Oracle and SoftBank of Japan, and one other is OpenAI. These three companies have promised, has pledged to invest over 100 billion in the US. There's something like this. There's a project like this,
Mm,
and
mm, mm.
it go back to my saying that whenever you are friends with the Trump administration, you let Donald Trump sign some contracts for investment in the U.S., your stock price should be doing well. Should be doing well. Okay, I don't know if this apply to Elon Musk or what, because they have a big argue in July, and the Tesla stock also recover well. So going back to Oracle, so yes, I agree. Uh, yeah, I will I will advise you to go back to the deal with SoftBank and OpenAI regarding their investment in US. Yes, this question is very good, and I do not think Oracle will see any pressure going forward. So should be upside.
All right, Ming Lam, maybe to end off the session, can you tell us what would be the three takeaways for today, and we can wrap up.
Okay, sure, and we are seeing there's no one, the global liquidity, it's just like an aircraft carrier. It will not turn suddenly. We are going higher and higher, and which is very good for the stocks. Okay, if you are an investor, and you have to get used to this kind of rally. Okay, when there is a dip, try to buy on the dip. Okay, I do not, in fact, I do not expect a big crash, or some people say recession, a peaking of the stock market. I do not agree with that. Okay, U.S. number two, U.S. is still the number one powerful country in the world. You like it or not, okay, and it will continue to attract investment. Okay, so on new investment sectors, open up your mind. And as I point out, there are many sectors, many new sectors that you can think about, just like the AI infrastructure stocks, just like the Bitcoin mining and data center stocks. Open up your mind, do some research, okay, and make some good trading. All right.
All right. Thank you so much, Ming Lam, for your time, and thank you, members of the audience, for the great questions. Rest assured that we will have Ming Lam coming back regularly in the coming months for more webinars and insights from him as well.
Sure,
Thank you
sure.
once again, Ming Lam. Have a great
Thank
night,
you.
everybody, and all the very best for your trading for the rest of the week.
Thank you. Bye bye.